وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. 1 second, please. Sorry for that. For
Technical difficulties.
yes, as usual. Huh? Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brother and sister and Sunnah followers and everyone watching us live here, inshallah, Rabbil Ameen. It was a very important topic for everyone to understand. Allah Azza Brother Muhammad first. Barakallah fiqh. Allah يقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم سورة التحريم قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. Allah said in Surah Al-Tahrim, قوا أنفسكم, protect yourself, قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم, and your family from the hellfire. And what the charcoal, may Allah protect us from that. So brothers and sisters, very important is amana for the family to take care of the parents, especially in America. Especially in America, normally the kids controlling the parents, not the opposite.
Yeah.
Controlling. Plus, every parent, no problem with that. So I want to be my son, my daughter, best of the best.
Yeah.
But sometimes the way they dealing with the parents, that's why you are professional. Me, the people come to me, Sheikh Ibrahim, my son, my daughter. I say halal, haram can answer.
Yeah.
But to fix the problem, especially I'm refugees, you are American. Yeah, I came from Gaza.
Yeah, but you say that, but it happens around the world. It doesn't matter if it's in a Western society or in the Middle Eastern society, or
mostly in America, Europe, non-Muslim countries.
Because of social media, the Muslim countries now are and the African countries and all those countries, they will have the similar issues because of the fact that there's so much widespread social media out there that influences our children. It doesn't matter where you're from. Social media touches just about everybody.
Yes. On brothers and sisters, also with this can, inshallah, my wife gonna be involved with this. She's gonna be in a video. My wife actually, she's a specialist in Islamic school for years and public school also for years and years. That's why inshallah three of us gonna speak about this important topic, inshallah. But I have a question here. Because normally I have some points actually. Normally the manners and etiquette dealing with the discipline for the kids, the different what is disciplining the kids, and also how to be also sometimes aggressive with the kids.
Well, there's a difference between aggressive and assertive, right?
Okay, aggressive
is being too hard, too rough, too tough. When there's assertiveness, and it's just a balance, right? Between being the nice guy and between being the mean guy.
As in the parents.
The parents.
Okay.
Right. And so a lot of the times, when we go into these houses, like you said, you go into these houses, a lot of the times it's the son, the daughter, this problem, that problem, my kids. And a lot of the times the parents don't want to look at themselves and see what the issues are with themselves and why the kids are the way they are. Right. And the biggest thing that I've seen, at least going into these homes, is that the parents are trying more or less to be the friends of the kids, not the parents of the kids. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. They're trying to be their friends, their buddies. I want them to hang out with me. I want them to. Well, no, yeah, you want your kids to be around you, but you're not their friend. There's a limit to how much you allow your kids to do to you and say to you. Right? Our kids have to have fear, respect, and love, right? At the same time. And if you don't start that at a young age, when they're first born, when they're growing up, and then you're coming to us at the ages of 15, 17, 19, expecting us to fix what's been happening for the last 15, 17, 19 years.
Yeah.
And you want it to happen in a week or in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, it's not going to work. So a lot of times I explain to the parents, there's certain things now you can do that your kid's 17 years old or 18 years old. I'm going to give you, but every situation is different. When we go into a house, it's never the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Of course.
It's not the same. There's no one size fits all when it comes to disciplining. Impossible.
Yeah.
What happens for my kid, or what I do to my kid, is totally different than what you do for your kid.
Yes.
But there's similarities that you can kind of see when you talk to the family and you see the dynamic, all right, this is what I think that you should do. After 2-3 weeks, I say 2-3 weeks, but it's actually after 2 sessions, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, I can literally tell the dad exactly what to do and how to fix it if they want their kids to start respecting them.
If the parents or especially the father accept,
Yeah.
is the key.
That's the key. And it's
Yeah.
hard. It's so hard because a lot of times the dads and sometimes even the moms, they don't want somebody coming into their house and telling them that what they're doing is wrong, right? So when you go to these houses and they're coming and they're calling you for, hey, my son or my daughter, and then you go in and then after the first session you say, I get why your kids are the way they are. And it's because of what you guys have been doing for the last 10, 15 years. Well, no, don't fix us. We don't want anything happening to us. Just fix him.
Oh,
that's a lot of the parents will say, and I have to explain to them.
But the parents think I am an angel.
Yeah, they didn't do anything wrong, and the biggest, and you see this, right? You said a couple times here where you grew up in Gaza, and my dad did this, and my mom raised me like this. Okay, well that was in Gaza back in the days. You get that a lot from their dads now. Well, my dad never talked to me, and my dad never explained things to me, and I grew up and I have to learn everything by myself.
A lot of kids do.
A lot of parents speak when I speak.
The parents.
Because I'll talk to the parents. I say, okay, you got to do this. Got to talk to your children. You got to watch what they're doing. You got to see what they're doing on social media. Take their phones away from them. Look through their phones when their kids are sleeping. Take the phones and look through it and scroll through it. See what you see what you find. Look at the apps that they're giving them, the tools that can help them fix their kid. And they look at you or me and they say, well, no, I don't need to do all this. My dad never did this.
But hold on, something very important. A lot of parents, they give the phone or social media and laptop and iPad just to be busy with
give them 10 minutes. I need my 10 minutes. I need my 1 hour of quietness. Give them the phones and the tablets. Let me relax. Let me really do my thing. Let me be by myself. And again, and it's hard because we are all tired, right? We live in a society where we have to constantly work, right? We have to constantly pay the bills. We're constantly stressing the mortgage. We're constantly stressing the food. We're constantly stressing. We're always in a flight or fight mode with us in these societies, in these westernized societies, America, Europe. We're always trying to make money. So we're always exhausted by the time we get home.
So the other question here, that كيف يمكن أن نوازن collaboration cooperate being hesitant to be firm and merciful and passions the way you're dealing with the kids.
So so basically how can we strike a balance between firmness and being like super tough, like being hard. And so when you talk about being firm, and a lot of times you'll see it when you're dealing with when you're in the house as a third person, as us sitting down listening. You'll see it where the kid will say, I'm going to go out on my bike. I want to go out ride my bike. And the parents say, no bike. And then after the third time, just take the bike and go. Give up. Just go. Just take the bike and go. And you're watching and I'm listening and I'm seeing this happen in when I'm there doing my session. And they don't notice what they just did. And I said, you have to be firm. Why did you give up? Well, he's just annoying. He'll just let him go outside and listen. Yeah, but that's the same thing as me saying, here's a tablet, go take the tablet and go.
I see that actually when
you see it.
Yeah.
And it happens because it's such a normal thing that happens in these houses that the parents don't realize what they've done. So when you do that for 3-4 years, the kid knows now, if I whine enough, if I complain enough, I'm gonna get whatever I want. This is what you've just taught your child.
Yeah, Allah.
So years and years and years of doing this, I want a chocolate cake or I want a piece of candy. I want a piece of candy. No candy. No candy. Oh, here, just take the candy and get on my face.
Give up fast.
Just give up.
Are you listening, Annie? Dr. Lynn, you have any comments? I agree.
because you again, parents are exhausted. Right? We don't want to have to deal with all the drama at home. We deal with enough drama outside. Now we don't want to deal with the drama inside. So we just let them do.
So firm and loose.
Yes.
So how you collaborate between this one and this one? How to be firm steady firm,
Yeah.
and merciful, and nice. Okay, let it go. Let it
Again,
go.
and it goes. Each situation and each scenario is different, right? You can't say everything is going to be like this. You know, there's a balance that you have to create. That you have to
Balance.
understand a big balance. You don't want your kid eating candy because you know your kid has bad teeth. Then you got to stay firm and say, no, you're not going to have candy. You're not going to have candy. And you say no. And then the kid says, well, I want to have an apple. Okay, cool. I'll cut you up an apple. And here's your apple. Like you have to find the balance of understanding that, okay, there's, you know, being strict, being firm, and being too loose.
Actually, I saw one for all years in America
Mhm.
and dealing with this. I say one family from Uzbekistan, a sister. I visit their house, and I have candy always in the masjid, even organic candy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give that. I say, Sheikh, my kids, no sweet,
Yeah.
no sugar
Yeah.
for my kids.
Mhm.
Wow, I was not on that. When I give the kids, no. My mom says so and so and so.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But that's discipline. That's
Uh,
discipline. That's a discipline. That's when you taught your kid from day one.
again,
From day one,
discipline.
disciplining from
From-
day one.
So my son now 10 years.
10 years. So now you're trying to fix something that has been happening for 10 years.
Okay, so my son 10 years, for example,
Mhm.
and I never do this with my son, but I want to teach my son to discipline my kid,
Mhm.
but not to be firm. I have to be firm or soft and mercy or what.
No. When you're talking about 10, 12, 13 years old, that's when you got to start being more firm, right? Because they remember now, if they're going to public school, if they're going to even Islamic school, it doesn't matter now these days.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter. But they're now having a lot more interaction with a lot more kids, and they're seeing other kids acting certain ways, right? Talking certain ways, doing certain things. And you have to, like, really at that age, kind of be more firm and steadfast with what you're trying to and how you're trying to discipline your children. We don't do this. We don't do that. We're Muslims. We don't do. Well, and here's my other problem that I have. We teach our kids that we're Muslims. We don't do certain things. We don't talk a certain way. We don't act a certain way. We don't, eat certain things. We don't drink certain things. And we talk about haram and halal with our kids because we're Muslims. We don't.
No, yes.
That's a normal thing. But then we send our kids to an Islamic school and they see other Muslim kids eating certain foods that have gelatin inside of it, or talking about what they did the other day, and their dad, bought this beautiful video game with the money he makes from the convenience store that he sells alcohol in. And so you see all these, our kids are seeing all this, and then they come home and they say, well, Baba, I had, Ahmed has this, and Ahmed was eating Skittles, and Ahmed was eating the gummy bears, and I say, yeah, but we're Muslims, we need to, yeah, but Ahmed's a Muslim too.
Yeah.
And so you're competing with other Muslims to be good Muslims.
But this is a problem.
It's a big problem.
A lot of kids imitating the other kids, regardless, Muslim or Muslims.
Yeah. And see, one of the things I've always taught my kids is don't look outside. Don't look at the other people.
But hard, Brother Muhammad, hard.
It is.
Especially the majority of our kids in public school.
Yeah, it is.
Well, even Islamic school.
Yeah, even in Islamic schools. I mean, when you take your kid to school in an Islamic school and you're driving a older car, and then you see everybody else dropping their kids off in brand new cars. For me, I don't care. But our kids see these things and they say, well, how come they have all this?
Yes.
And then we have this, and how come? But I have to always explain to my children, you're looking at it from the wrong way. You're looking at it from the outside. Look at the inside. Look at the house. Look at the family. Look at the dynamic. Right. I mean, I always tell people, when you go into these big houses, right? We go into these big Muslims, they have these big houses, mashallah. And may Allah give them, more barakah, inshallah, with their lives. But then you see how separate the family is, because there's one kid's over here, one kid's over there, and the mom is over here, and the dad's on the other side of the house, and there's no communication, and they're texting each other back and forth. And and then so when my kids see that aspect of it, when they see that different part of it, they're like, Dad, I see what you're saying. Dad, they're texting each other back and forth. My friend won't even leave his room to talk to his dad.
I see that.
And my kids see this. So I'm like, okay, alhamdulillah, I want you to see this, because you think because they have a nice car that they're happy.
I see a lot of parents have second floor the kids.
Yeah.
And instead of calling the kids, texting.
Texting.
Come downstairs.
Yeah.
Texting.
Yeah.
Do you think?
But that's the life that's the style. That's
Yeah, it is.
that's the
Yeah,
lifestyle we're living, right? Everything is. I don't want to get up. I don't want to yell. I don't want to. But
you give up.
but then you're giving up. So how?
Yeah,
So at what point?
Allah.
At what point do you tell yourself as a parent, I need to make some changes? I think my kids are going astray, or my kids are messing up, or I see my kids falling down the wrong path. There's a point as a parent, we should see it within our own children, and really, again, we talked about this last time. Self-reflect, right?
Yeah.
Self-talk.
Yeah.
Why is my kid acting like this? What am I doing wrong? Well, you give him whatever he wants. And I always tell people, like, you don't need such a big house
No.
for 3 people, 4 people.
Yes.
You don't really need 3,000, 8,000 square feet. There's, I know, and I get it. Like we're in a country where bigger is better, and the more stuff you have, the more successful you are. We talked about success last time, where we said, the definition of success in the Western society compared to the definition of success in Islamic society is 2 different things. Over here, our people are so taught that I have to have the nice car, I have to have all the stuff in my house in order to feel successful.
Yeah,
but then you've gotten so much stuff in your house, and it's such a big house. You've separated your kids and your wife and you from each other.
In fact, it is fact. I know some people love big houses.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people big houses? And how many live in the house? 4 people.
4 people.
Father and mother and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they are not like 6, 7 rooms and pool and this and that. It's good to have money.
Yeah.
But not destroy your family.
Not destroy your family. And
with your money.
And how are you going to plan? How do you plan on disciplining your children if they're not even around you to discipline them?
Oh, brother and sister, excellent point here. We have to be careful. Yes, you have houses, you have cars, and Rolls Royce. In fact, when I was in the first year in college in Egypt, my uncle gave me Mercedes.
Oh, mashallah.
Mercedes.
I don't think I ever drove a Mercedes.
But hold on, I was so happy. And then what? You can't even walk in Mercedes. I sold it. I got motorcycle, boom.
Yeah.
I'm in college. Yeah, and that's it. And I send the money to Gaza.
SubhanAllah.
I stay 1 month exactly with Mercedes. I used it 3 times. I remember very well in my life. It's a long time. My point here, yes, we love luxury, big houses.
Of course.
But in the same time, number 1, Allah will ask me about everything.
Every penny you spend.
Number 1. Number 2, by default, I can destroy myself.
Yeah.
But
And let's remember that I'm not saying to everybody, sell your houses and go smaller. But if you have a big house, mashallah, alhamdulillah. But put your family together.
The key, the family
together. Make a time or make a plan where you can have all dinner together, or go out or go by the pool or do something where you're together as a family and talk about what's happening in school. Talk about what you saw on social media. Ask the kids the questions that we've always been talking about. Ask the kids what's happening in school. Ask the kids, hey, what did you see online today? Let's see what's on social media. Let's go on TikTok.
Some kids will never give this access even to their parents.
Well, that's not up to the kids.
I agree with you, but in America, I don't know about the other world. In America, they cannot control the kids, especially if they have the cell phone or.
And again, we talked about this last time, where taking the phone away from the kid is not going to just solve the problem.
It's worse.
It's going to make the problem worse. But if you find something to do for that kid instead of being on their phone, right? So even like even for me, I'm thinking. I always think on a daily basis, what can I do to make sure that I have my son busy instead of being on his phone? And I've already said, okay, you know what? The walls in the house are dirty. I need him to really just clean the walls and paint the walls for me. I'm going to teach you how to paint. And Saturday, instead of hanging out playing video games with your friends, I need you to focus on painting this wall.
Oh my God!
And he's going to do it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying get off your phone. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to take you. No. You get on your phone, but do this first. Do this. Do this for me, and then you can do your phone, and then you start to think outside the box of what you can do.
Listen to this, please.
If you have to think outside the box of just taking the stuff away from them. If you take the stuff away from them, they're gonna fight, they're gonna argue, they're gonna go back and forth. It's gonna become a fight every day to get that stuff. But if you say, hey, I need some help, and the house has a lot of work that needs to be done. The house is looking dirty. I need you to help me with this, and then I'll come back when I come back from work. We'll finish this. You make some. Just make it up.
You remind me of my mom. I was in high school, and Gaza, Bailey, who have to paint the house, and my mom. I'm active with the karate and this and many things. It's plus the school, high school, and I said, Ibrahim, paint the house. I don't know what to do. I was plus there is no karate, no soccer or the number of soccer, no soccer, football, no. Do this and we do it.
And then you do
stuff.
Yeah.
And the only solution, the good friends, and one of them very professional. May Allah give rahmah. He's a shaheed. They killed him. And then all my friends, we paint the house. But the parents have to be involved with that in my school.
And it's a way of talking to your children, right? The way you're speaking, the way you were, when you go to a house, and we've gone to these houses before, and you listen, when we go at the first maybe 20 minutes, the parents are very nice and calm because they want to try to show that it's not them. Right. It's always the kids. And so when after 20 minutes or so, you start to see the truth, the way they talk to each other, the way the mom yells, the way the father speaks, you start to see the little things, and you start to just sit there and watch how they're interacting with each other. And then that's when you can, as a professional, we can start to say, okay, now I see what the problem is. You can only fake it to make it for so long. Right. That's why we like to go into the homes. Because when you go into the homes, they're more comfortable. Right. If you take them outside the house and you take them to an office, it's going to be all nicey nice, and they're going to be professional. But if you go into their houses where they're comfortable, they're more easier to become their real selves in front of us. And after the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you sit there for an hour and a half and you listen to the conversations, you hear everything, then you can say, okay, I can make an assessment of why your kid isn't listening to you. Now I know why your kid just doesn't have any respect for you.
My father actually imitating Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Actually, my father also same style is here. People come to him like a problem. Couple men, sometimes women, different, but they scream, both of them. Oh! And my father be calm. And what he say? Oh, you finish? خلصتوا? You finish? Did you finish? 3 times Rasulullah did the same thing. خلصتوا? And my father, when he speaks to them, very, very low voice.
Absolutely.
For that person to give attention to what my father said. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And speak. Very gentle man.
It's funny you said this, because in our line of work, we have a whole training class called de-escalation. When somebody's yelling, you talk low.
That's my father.
It's just their natural.
And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did the same thing.
And so 1400 years ago, they've been doing this until now. In our work, we have a training class just how to de-escalate the situation.
Number 3 here, Brian, your opinion to be the parents like a role model, greater than to be treating your kids, treating or disciplining your kids, to be a role model as a parent, better than treating yourself as manners and ethics and teaching.
Well, I mean, our kids are
which one is better?
You can't have it's not better or worse. It's the same thing. You have to have both at the same time.
Be a role model as a parents, father and mother, and then
disciplining at the same time.
Is actually, in my opinion, is the best way to discipline your kids.
Okay, and so you have to think about it like this. If I'm going to tell my kid, I don't want you eating candy, I don't want you eating junk food, I don't want you on your phone all the time, I don't want you. If I say these things, I'm asking my kid not to do, and then I'm doing it. How is that role model behavior?
Absolutely, you lost. Plus, any parent, this is very important, brother and sister. I always mention that any parents, husband, wife, yelling at each other, insulting each other, you lose your family for sure. You losing your kids. You lose the respect of your kids, the honor of your kids. You lose it big time.
And we see this a lot when we come to the Muslim families. And I actually, you know, it's funny. I said this yesterday to somebody. I said the hardest families to work with are with the moms and the dad or the dads that have so much Islamic knowledge that they believe they know everything.
I did another one.
We go into these houses and they come up with all these hadiths and they come up with all the surahs and they come up with all this Islamic knowledge, and they're doing everything backwards. And what they've done is they take the Quranic verses and the hadiths and they flip to make it fit what they're doing to be correct.
Actually, in South Carolina was the Imam. Actually, a couple. I speak about fatwa, and in this one, so and so say so and so and so say so and so say so and so and so.
Yeah,
in the form.
Yeah.
There's a fatwa in the form. That's why they Sheikh Google and Sheikh Siri now.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody knows everything when it becomes an issue for them.
Yeah. Allah. Okay, number 4. ما النتائج التي قد تترتب على إهمال التربية والتأديب في
what are the good ways? So what are the good ways of disciplining, right? And so we, depending on where you live, on the west and or the east, it's all kind of like
go back. Repeat it.
Depending on where you live
in America,
Europe,
or in a state, or in a city, what exactly?
All of that, because you have to understand, you know, we like we always talk about how we grew up with, you know, your dad or your mom, like they hit us and they, you know, we did something wrong, we get hit. You know, they
got shot.
Don't listen.
Yeah, I got shot.
But you know, and back in the days there was disciplining, and then there's the new ways of disciplining.
Oh, the new
ways. Like, you know, like, oh, take your phone away, put them in the timeout circle, and put them facing the wall. You know, there's so many new. We can't laugh about that because sometimes, you know, people
doing that,
they do that and they think that that's gonna
fix the problem,
solve the problem. And so when you, again, we always talk about it's not a one size fits all, right? Every family's different, every kid's different. You have to look at what you've tried and see it didn't work, and then ask somebody else to come inside and see, hey, listen, I tried this, I tried this. What am I doing wrong here? Right? We've always talked about self-reflecting, understanding as a parent that it's okay to ask for help if you're having a problem with your kid.
Agree.
It's okay. It doesn't make you look weak. It doesn't make you look like a bad parent. Relax. I mean, an opposite. If you're asking for help, if something's wrong with your chest or your heart or your hand or something, what do? You go to a doctor and ask for help. If you're having a problem in your house, ask a professional for some help.
You know, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ad-deenu an-nasiha." The whole deen is advice to each other.
Absolutely.
But the key, how many of us accept the advice? How many of us, brother and sister, accept the advice, especially with the professional, somebody professional about the field?
It's hard because as a parent, as a father, especially as a father, I don't say nothing bad. I mean, moms, I never really had a problem with moms taking advice. Most of the time I had problems with the fathers who believe that what they do is the correct way and the kids should bend for whatever the parents are, or whatever the father or whatever the mother is doing. And not really understanding the dynamic of where they're living at now and the society that you're living in now. The biggest problem we have is when the adults that come from overseas, right? And they have the overseas mentality where it's this way and that's it.
My way or the highway.
My way or the highway. And you have to explain to them, okay, I get it. Well, I get it. I understand. But you have to now explain why you're telling them that this is why it's this way. Not tell us no candy, but explain, talk, have to have communication.
And the reason,
communication. How many times do we go into these houses and the biggest problem is what? Communication.
I agree with you.
Communication solves. I mean, you just have to talk to each other.
Communication actually with the husband and wife too.
The husband, man, it's when you go to the house and the wife tries to be nice and the husband's mean.
The solution here to fix the relationship with the spouses, number one, and if that's the husband wife, the problem fixed, communication fixed with, as Allah said, mawadda wa rahma,
Mhm.
patience and mercy among
Yeah,
each other,
absolutely.
then the kids will apply that.
It just comes
That's
natural. It'll come natural.
Exactly.
It'll say, okay, this is, and we talked about the role modeling, the
Yeah.
behavior. If they're seeing you and the wife, or if you're divorced and you and the kid's mother are good with each other, are talking to each other, are collaborating with each other, helping each other, even if you're divorced, you can still come out with good kids.
Like that.
You can still have really well-rounded children who are good with good Islamic knowledge.
Let's concentrate about this.
Mhm.
Husband, wife divorced,
Yeah,
and the kids sometimes with the parents, sometimes with the mom.
absolutely.
How to fix the, because normally divorce, sometimes hating each other, sometimes problem,
Sometimes
divorce.
that's the majority of the divorces
But-
we've seen.
But here the problem is the kids in the middle.
But here's the problem. See, when we're going through divorces, and we've been through a number of divorces, we've seen that happen. When we see husbands and wives going through the divorces, there's so much anger
Tension.
and tension
Yeah.
that they forget that the kids are there,
Exactly.
and they forget that the kids are watching, the kids are listening, the kids are hearing everything. The kids, especially when they're young, I hate when I see people are getting divorcing and their kids are so young. The kids are 5, 6 years old, 8 years old. They say, "Oh, my kids are so young; they're not going to remember this when they grow up." No, they will remember.
Absolutely agree.
They will remember what you said. They'll remember your facial expressions. They'll remember the feelings that they had when you guys were arguing with each other, and when you were talking trash to each other, when you were bad mouthing each other. They're going to remember when the mom takes the kids to her house for the week, and the mom is talking to her mom or her sisters or her friends, and she's talking trash about the kid's the kid's father.
Yes.
Or when the father takes the kids over the weekend and he's talking trash about the mother. They remember these things, and then the kids end up having to pick a side.
That's very sad, Brother Muhammad.
It's very,
It's
very
very
sad.
sad.
We can do a whole lesson just on the worst people.
Yeah.
And with
Okay.
kids.
Number 5 here. What is the good الطرق الصحيحة والعلمية لتأديب أبنائهم بعيدا عن العنف? How the way
So the best way to discipline your kids
without
without hitting,
violence and
yeah.
aggressive and be tough with them, because I want my son to be a saint.
Yeah, of course. We all do.
There is no way.
There's no way.
But you know, how,
are we saints? That's the question. Are you a saint? Am I a saint?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Prophet Muhammad is a كل ابن آدم خطاء. Every human being make mistakes.
Every time.
But the best one make mistake, prevent and fix.
Or the best one who makes the ones who make mistakes are the ones who can acknowledge that they're making the mistake.
This is very important, and barely to find someone make mistake, admit the mistake.
And it's even for us, it's hard to take somebody else's advice. If I make a mistake and my wife will say, "Hey, do not, this is not right. You shouldn't do this." It hurts.
Yes.
Right. But then you catch yourself and say, "You know what? She's probably right. I shouldn't be doing this."
Yeah.
And then you catch it and you fix it and you move on.
The key, you have to admit the mistake.
That's the problem. That's the biggest problem we have, is admitting the mistake and understanding that you can yell at your kids, you can hit your kids, you can punish them all you want. But if you're not explaining things to them, and if you're not mimicking what you want them to do, what do you expect that's going to happen?
Losing the kids.
You're going to lose the kids. They're going to be confused. Well, Dad said don't eat candy because it's bad for me, but he's eating candy. Dad said no smoking, but Dad's smoking. Dad said, I shouldn't do anything haram, but he's having a convenience store and selling alcohol.
In fact, this guy with the parents, my wife, she did with me.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I know if I eat an apple, I have like 10 insulin.
Mm-hmm.
If I eat candy,
Yeah.
But she always, when I do something like this, she get angry out of love.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ibrahim is gonna do this for you. You're gonna die.
Well, look, yeah.
But he's right.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to listen.
Yeah.
So it's not the problem, brother, to accept the fact.
Or even acknowledge, tell your kids, listen, I'm telling you these things because I love you. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. I know.
Yes.
I know. As Muslims, as men, we don't like to say that word, or we don't like to express feelings. But it's okay to tell your kids, "Hey, man, listen, I'm only telling this because I want you to succeed in life."
Yeah, I love that. But the key with a nice, moderate
yes,
way.
absolutely.
I have any comment, Dr. Lynn?
She's like, you're saying everything that she would say.
Now, in number 6, brother, in the center of the technology and form,
Mm,
and how to protect our kids. Really, we spoke about it last time.
yeah.
But really, I see that now even babies,
Mhm.
5 years and less, they have iPad.
I think I was at one of the Middle Eastern places getting bread or something, and I saw the little kids coming in with their moms with their iPads,
Yes.
and the kid, this was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
And I said, the kids maybe 5, 6 years old behind the mom's holding the door open for the kids to walk while they're on their tablets. Hey, come on, man.
In fact, another, I have a fair for the school,
Mhm.
school fair. I see a lot of kids, babies, not even in that school. Everyone, all the kids, no exception.
Yeah.
Kids, babies,
Yeah.
5 years. But really, brother, this the era of technology.
It is. And you know what? We have to really understand the power of what's happening with the types of games that our kids are playing, with the stuff that they're seeing on their tablets. And we think,
Brother, speak in more details
Yeah.
for everybody watching us right now. It's
So-
very serious.
yeah, it's a very serious thing because we assume that it's just a game. My kids are just playing the games.
Oh,
And
but
if
we
you're-
don't know what kind of game.
but you don't know, because it's colorful or because the sounds are coming out of the game. Maybe they're funny sounds, or maybe you're not really looking at the game that our kids are playing. Our kids go into these games that are created by people that don't have any sense of God, okay, or no sense of decency, or no sense of, they just want people to play, right? What's addicting, right? What can I do to make the kids stay on my game longer? Because the longer that those kids stay on my games, the more money I get paid from whatever site I'm getting my money from, right? So if they download Roblox and they play Roblox all the day.
In fact, I was coming from Nevada
Mhm.
to Florida. Takes like 3, 4, 4 hours
Mhm.
drive. 2 kids, I am here, and a mom, and 2 kids, babies, with big iPad.
Yeah.
And imagine that flying, 4, 5 hours of flying,
Mhm.
and the kids
The whole time, yeah.
Plus, in the end, one of them
Yeah.
screaming so much, and the assistant pilot, what happened to the kid? And he watching game. He got it crazy.
Yeah.
So we have to protect our kids, baby, brother and sister. Really, we have to be careful and be careful, brother Muhammad Ziedeh here for that. We have to keep our kids in the right side. That iPad is a ni'mah and niqmah.
Yeah.
That mercy and disaster.
It is. And if you don't really understand or see what your kids are doing on these things, and you're not paying attention to what your kids are doing on these things, you're giving them really just a window to anybody to come and speak, and anybody to come and influence your children.
Yes.
Right. And we've grown up here in America and in the countries. We've always said, our parents always said, don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers. That was the big thing back then. Stranger danger, right? And now we give them these tablets and these phones where
the whole world
is in your hand, and you can talk to anybody you want to. And I did this thing the other day where I was explaining to the teachers and the parents and the kids about the games and how they're free, but they're not really free because you have to have advertisements, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Does it free, these games?
So the games that they're playing, a lot of the games that they're playing are free games, but in order to do certain things, you have to watch some type of advertising, right? So they have like a commercial while you're playing the game, and it's amazing because the parents don't notice that the commercials that come on some of these games are bad.
In fact, I see a lot of not games. Sometimes I watch the Jazeera channel.
Mhm.
Making because I'm living in Florida, advertising for the TV.
Mhm.
Only I watching because of what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah.
I see men and I don't know how
I
to,
know.
you understand,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
explain.
But we live in Florida. You get advertisements for Miami. You get advertisements
But
for the beach.
what I mean, encouraging if you are a man marry another man, what
Yeah.
you what to take?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
woman to marry another one.
Yeah. I think we're the only country that has such big commercials for prescription drugs.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the masjid time.
So when you look at that, when you see that, and how the parents don't, and I try to explain to the parents, give your kids like an hour where you're just watching them, monitoring them while they're playing the
We
game,
should do that.
and I tell them, just see what they're doing, watch what they're doing for 1 hour, watch, because if they want to play this game and they want to spend an extra 20 minutes playing, they have to watch an ad, and watch what the ad is that your kid is going to see. It's a 30-second clip. 30 seconds, but in those 30 seconds, those kids are seeing something that, as a parent, I don't want my kids to see. I wouldn't want my kids to see what pill that guy has to take in order to stay with that guy.
I mean, number 7, what you just talking about how to make it like watching our kids, especially now, a lot of kids, actually, when I was in South Carolina, the majority of parents, Sheikh Ibrahim, my kids can't pray, not praying. How to encourage, even here, I'm teaching now online. Sheikh Ibrahim, tell my kids to pray. I said, you want to teach your kids online also?
Well, discipline they want you to discipline their kids.
Wallahi, yes.
Yeah. And you know what?
I actually, excellent people.
Yeah.
Excellent people. But they want me to tell the kids, please encourage my kids to pray. How really this brother need advice?
I'm hoping maybe there's some kids on here, 13, 12, whatever age group that we can think of, because I don't want to just go off about the parents. If you're at a certain age, after 13, 14 and up, right from wrong. No matter, even if you had bad parents. Let's say you had terrible parents. And one of the things I told a couple of the family kids that I was talking to a while back was, listen, your mom and dad did terrible. I told the parents in front of the kids, you guys did terrible with your kids. You're blaming the kids, but it's your guys' fault.
Yeah, agreed.
So when I told the kids this, and I said this in front of the parents, in front of the kids, I told the kids, but there's no justification out of us after a certain age that even if they did such a bad job with you, you still know. You went to Islamic school, you still have Islamic knowledge, you have the salahs in your head, you still have that knowledge to know right from wrong. So no matter what they've done as parents, you now have the tools to know right from wrong. So if you're 13, 14, even 12, 10 years old, not 10, maybe 11 and 12, you should know as a grown person who's already been through puberty right from wrong.
Go back. Concentrate about when you become majority.
Puberty. Once you hit puberty, you should know right from wrong. You should be able to know, okay, what I'm doing is wrong. Okay, what I'm saying is wrong. Okay, what I'm saying, I know I shouldn't talk like this. Yeah, my dad is a terrible dad, but I still shouldn't talk like this. I know my mom is a terrible mom, but I know I shouldn't still talk like this. As a kid who went to Sunday school, Arabic school, whatever school you went to, you still know how to pray, or you should know how to pray, right? If you've been to Islamic schools,
normally non-Muslim school.
No, but I know, but the majority of our kids here in the West go to some type of Islamic Sunday school or a Saturday school.
Actually, believe it or not, it's 7% in South Florida.
Really?
Yeah, 7%. Actually, before I came, I was doing research about this. 7% from all South Florida go to public Islamic school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know me growing up in this country, we went to a Saturday school.
Yes.
Every Saturday we'd go to Islamic school and we'd learn things.
Start of the school is Saturday.
Well, but that's a day where you can tell and teach your kid certain things. Even though, if you're an adult kid, 17, 18, 13, whatever age group you should know now how to behave. And it's funny because once I told these parents that they were doing something wrong, that everything that they were doing wrong, and I said this in front of the kids now would call me. They call me on the side. Brother, can you help me? I have a question with this. Brother, I have a question with that. How do I deal with this? How do I do that? And I have now constant phone call conversations with 3 of the kids, but not the parents.
But some parents, before we finish, some parents will give this as kind of advice for them, brother Muhammad.
Yeah.
in the spot, yelling at the kids in a very nasty way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
And
kid-
that's not gonna work. How is that gonna work?
actually, tell me what the result is. Yelling, especially somebody give advice.
So
That's the result of that.
when
In your opinion.
yeah, when you're constantly yelling at your kids, constantly, that it's just constantly yelling, the kids are just gonna act like this. It's normal,
Agree.
right? So me, I'll give you an example. Even for myself, if I get loud, they know I'm mad because I don't get loud. When I'm talking calm all the time. I'm always making a joke, or we're always in a calm demeanor. But when there's something that happens, haram, lying, or doing something bad, or stealing, or disrespecting your mother, that's when my tone gets louder, and that's when my kids know, okay, I know I messed up.
Yes.
But if you're constantly yelling,
Always, yeah. You lose.
how is that going to work?
You lose the respect.
You lose respect, and then what ends up happening is when the wife and the husband are
Always,
are
yeah.
always yelling at each other, the kids lose respect for both of you.
So what we should do in this case?
Again, we talk about it, and I really want people to understand.
Please, everyone here.
You really have to self-respect, analyze. Right?
Judging
You
yourself.
look at yourself.
Yes.
What have I been doing for the last whatever many years? It has not been working. It hasn't been working. And when you have a professional coming into your house and just sitting with you for an hour, because that's all it takes for us, right? About an hour.
Yes.
So we could see where the problem is. Take the advice of the professional person who's coming in here, and understand that we're not trying to belittle you or make you look stupid, or tell you how to do things in a disrespectful way. We're telling you how to do things in an Islamic way, in a right way, because what you've been doing for those last amount of years has not been working. And if we don't stop that from happening with these kids, the next kids that they have, they're going to do the same thing. The next kids that they have,
Destroy our nation.
you're destroying it. You're destroying the nation. It becomes a generational issue.
Ya Allah.
Right? So
Ya Allah.
we have to nip it in the bud now.
Oh, then you have to give responsibility, regardless the age, for our kids, in a manner and etiquettes, and of course I have to start it myself.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm polite.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with my wife in an extra way, but at the same time I want to make it a seed in the heart of my kids to be better than me.
So I'm glad you said the seed, because that's what we're doing. Everything we do with our kids, we're planting those seeds.
Yes.
Right. So if we're teaching our kids discipline, we're planting a seed. If we're teaching our kids responsibility, hey, this is your job. Take the trash and put it outside. Little things. Little seeds. You're just planting little seeds. Hey, look, the dishes are clean. You need to dry the dishes and put them away. Little things. You're teaching them little things here and there, sprinkling seeds to these kids. If you do these little things little by little as they're growing up, right when they grow up 7, 8, 9 years old, you teach them little responsibilities. You're going to start to see as they get older, the 11, 12, 13, they're going to know, oh, it's Tuesday, I got to go take out the trash. Oh, I see the dishes that need to be dried. Okay, let me dry them and put them away. They're not going to need you to tell them anymore.
Exactly.
It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. They start to see it and they say, oh, I can't sit down until the dishes are done. I can't sit down until the garbage is out. It'll start to develop those responsibilities, or start to develop a routine.
That's the seed.
That's the seeds.
Any seed tree, any kind of tree, fig or grapes or an apple.
I want figs.
But the small seed in the ground, the soil has to be good.
Absolutely.
The soil good.
Yeah.
And the weather and the season.
Absolutely.
And water step by step. Then we're gonna eat from that.
Yeah.
But if the soil bad and the water bad and the weather bad,
what kind of seeds are you planting?
I mean nothing.
Yeah. Well, you're planting seeds. Everything happens the way you're planting it. So if you're planting disrespect, if you're planting anger, frustration, if you're planting hate, if you're planting the yelling and the screaming at each other as husband and wife, all that stuff is seeds.
Yes.
The same seeds. You're planting those seeds and you're watering it to become an angry kid, a drug addict kid, or a scumbag kid, or some kid that's going to go out stealing or robbing. You're developing that kind of kid with that kind of environment, right? We are a product of the environment that we live in. How many times have you seen or into a house where the teachers are the most religious of the scholars, mashallah, and the kids are the opposite.
Yes.
Right? I've seen this. I've dealt with it where the mashallah the parents are hafizes and scholars and mashallah, and then they don't know why their kids are so far away from the deen.
And I know حفاظ مراد the Quran but not praying. Will concentrate to مراد the Quran, but you cannot even pray 5 times.
And so how do you expect your kid to grow up and then you come and you call us when your kid's 15, 16 years old? He's not going, he's smoking weed, he's doing drugs, and he's not going to school, or he's going out with all his friends and he's constantly out there drinking and partying.
So I have to fix myself, the relationship with the kids.
But you have to admit that you're the problem.
This is the key.
I
admit my mistake.
And we don't, us guys, especially men, like I always go back to us men, because we're always the ones that are so afraid to admit that we did something wrong. We're so afraid to admit that I didn't raise my kid properly, that this is my fault. We're so quick to blame the mom when something goes bad.
The men, yes.
Well, I mean, listen, I joke sometimes too. If my kid gets a B or a C, I'm like, oh, that's like his mother. If he gets an A, oh, it's me. He takes after his father. We joke around like this, but I see it. Oh, he's just like his mother when he goes out and spends all night spending all the money. Just like his mom. Come on, man. Like that's not how you're gonna get anywhere with your kids.
That's why I'm making tafsir Quran every Saturday. Imagine 3.5 pages in Surah Al-Baqarah. 3.5. Imagine 3.5 pages in one surah. It's speaking about husband, wife, and kids. Husband, wife. But how many of us listen to the Quran, understand the Quran?
Yeah.
Even the class. When we have a class, Saturday class, I don't know how many people watching. I know in my page there are 300-400 people. I think this here and there. But the key, brother, we're not applying what Allah told us in the Quran, and also Allah sent us a people like you, Jazakallah khair, to apply what you're saying. That's why you have to admit my mistake.
Absolutely.
And I have to learn how to deal with this problem.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. It's
stop. All right. Just stop this, inshallah. Okay. Brother and sister, alhamdulillah, we almost finished. If you have any question, but in the end, Brother Muhammad, give it to the people now, advice especially for angry parents. Angry parents, how to make ourselves this anger, to moderate myself, to judge myself, and to give the message to my the sister Layla.
I don't know.
Alhamdulillah, excuse that. I'll make a comment. Your children, our children, are just like us. We children need to know the fitra of Allah. If they don't have that relationship with their hearts connected to Allah and the fitra, they're going to be just as wild can be, because that's what children do. When they reach the age of puberty, they think they're grown and they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen to you because they got their own way of thinking. So you need to make sure your children understand and know who Allah is from the beginning. I mean, from, the time they're born until they reach that age of puberty.
Absolutely.
And after that, subhanAllah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
It's also a way of explaining and having that Islamic conversations with our kids, right?
Yeah.
Like she said, you have to really talk to the kids about Islam, about Allah, about our religion. And I see it a lot where a lot of parents, they talk, but they're aggressive with it. They're very tough with it. It's like, no. Islam is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Like it solves everything.
Islam, peace.
It has an answer for how to raise your children, how to be a husband and wife, how to govern your people if you're in charge, how to have a good nation. The Islam tells you how to trade, how to be good business people.
Yes, I agree.
Every inch of our life is covered under Islam.
In this book.
And if you're gonna, you see those, you go to these khutbahs. I go to a lot of the different khutbahs, and when you go to these khutbahs and you hear a imam who's just hellfire, and if you don't do this and you don't do this, and you're like, whoa, man, come on, man, like this is scary. Like, be a little bit more positive with the religion.
More than 35 years ago, when I was an imam in the ICBR, one brother, when he won the board, he won khutbah al-Jum'ah, he came to me, and this actually, may Allah bless this brother, give me advice, and till now I'm applying.
Yeah.
He said, Sheikh Ibrahim, mashallah, khutbah al-Jum'ah, very, very good khutbah al-Jum'ah, but I will never come to khutbah al-Jum'ah anymore. Very, very good, but no more. So why, brother Khalid? And I see, brother Ibrahim, always hellfire. If you know what Jannah wants.
Give us something positive.
Honestly, after that, barely just get hellfire. Prophet Muhammad told us, Bashiru wala tunfiru. Give advice, give glad tidings, not bad and negative.
You think about
positive, not negative.
You have what, 20 minutes and a khutbah?
Yeah, maximum. And
so,
me or never exceed that.
And so when you're talking about, you have all these people watching you. And sometimes when there's no school during the summer, you have all the kids here. You're going to tell me the whole 20 minutes you're going to talk about hellfire and punishment and this and this, or the woman's role is this and the women have to do this. No, come on, take it easy on our kids. And then
especially here.
And it's funny because I tell the dads all the time when we're leaving the masjid, or hey, talk to your kids about the lecture today. Talk to your kids about what the imam said today.
In fact, my wife, her son go to the school, to the khutbah al-Jum'ah. When he come home, say, tell me, Yusuf, what exactly about the khutbah?
Yeah. What did you remember?
Every time he come, she ask him, what do you think about the khutbah?
Yeah.
What do you think about the khutbah? And she's home or not, for masjid, speak about the khutbah.
Even me, I still go to my mom. And how old am I? I still go to my mom and I tell my mom what the khutbah was on Friday.
Yeah. See?
SubhanAllah.
Very any comments?
SubhanAllah.
All right, time is running fast. Any questions, Sister Anisa? Anybody Sunnah followers there?
Alhamdulillah, no questions in Zoom.
Alhamdulillah, it was really, brother, always an honor.
Always fun with you.
We just, but we need, please, an advice, because this advice for me, for Sunnah followers, and everybody watching us.
I think the only thing that I have that I can really advise, what we didn't, we've talked about a lot these last couple of sessions that we've had. The biggest piece of advice I could tell parents, especially parents with younger kids, is really, really, really dive down deep into yourself. If you have a problem in your house, if you have a problem with your kids, really dive down into yourself, into your own soul, and see, what am I doing wrong? Right? If you're not going to really lay down in bed at night, make dua and make your prayers and really ask Allah to kind of guide you and say, Allah, what am I doing wrong?
Like that.
What am I doing wrong with my kids? Can you give me some signs? Make some dua that Allah can help you understand what you're doing to fix those kids. Because we talk about a lot of times where parents and people think, oh, after the age of 15, 16, khalas, their personalities are set, they're going to be the way they are. It's not true.
It's
not true. And I'm telling you guys this from just personal experience and dealing with the kids right now. Even right now, as we speak, I have a kid who I'm working with right now who is all over the place, a mess because of the parents. Until now, he still calls. He still talks to me months later. And needs some help with this. What do you think about this? Asking me advice. And the stuff that he should be talking to his father about. But he says to me, I know I can't talk to my father. Can I talk to you?
SubhanAllah.
A very important brother. May Allah bless us all.
All of us.
I mean, wait a minute, brother. I'm sorry, brother. One more thing before you make a door. In my household, when I grew up, we cried together as a family. We cried. If my mama had a problem, if my granny had a problem, we joined together as a team and we cried. We prayed. So we need to pray together as a family and be sincere with it. The children need to see that sincerity.
May Allah give peace and tranquility to our houses, Muslim, in our whole world, يا رب. نسأل الله تعالى أن يهدينا ويهدي بنا واهدينا اللهم اهدينا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت. اللهم هدي أولادنا يا رب. May Allah guide our kids and our family يا رب and our ummah يا رب. آمين آمين آمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Inshallah, next week we'd love to have our kids involved with this topic. With Brother Muhammad, Jazakallah khair.
Always, man.
وبارك الله بك. الحمد لله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Islam, Robert, to our